These are the three worst mistakes that I see guys make who are trying to get ripped. And we're going to jump right into the first one that I think just about every guy I've ever coached over the past 20 years, yes, 20 years of being a trainer in a gym and 15 years of being an online fitness business where we help highly driven men who are successful lose body fat, look great inside of their shirt and clothes, but also look excellent with their shirt off. The number one mistake, putting all their eggs in the gym. What do I mean by that? Well, guys go to the gym. A lot of guys we work with are relatively consistent gym goers. They have periods where they slack off, travel, work, family, where they're just dabbling in the gym, but they go back and they start going to the gym frequently and they're not seeing the changes that from their body that they want. So what's going on? Well, they're putting all their eggs in their training basket. They're going, if I go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe get lucky, do a little workout Saturday, I'm going to start dropping body fat. It's just not true. They are forgetting that there are 23 other hours in the day. Okay, we take away 6 to 8 hours for sleep. There's still 14, 17 hours left in the day. What's going on during those hours? Well, the first thing, and we'll get to nutrition, that's a huge mistake that I'll share with you. But I think about my client, Brian, for example. This guy is not a lazy guy. He runs a business. He's got a family. He's taking care of all the things that a man should take care of. He's got a great work ethic. He's a loving husband, really dedicated father, but his body just wasn't serving him. He's like, dude, I'm carrying the spare tire around my waist. I'm going to the gym, man, every freaking day, it feels like, not dropping fat. Help me out here. The truth of the matter was, you're just not paying attention to the hours outside the gym. Number one factor being the activity you're doing outside the gym. You're not moving enough. And by the way, you might be doing cardio. You might be going for walks here and there, but you're not being really, really dialed in with the type of movement you're doing, the intensity of that movement, and you're not tracking your consistency. Okay, so let's break this down. When we looked at Brian's plan, he was going to the gym 5 days a week, 45 minutes every time, hitting all the muscle groups. His training program wasn't bad, actually. We refined it. We made it better. But then we looked at his activity outside the gym. He would have days where he was hitting 15,000 steps. That's a lot of activity. That was like 1 out of every 20 days. And that would sabotage his thinking. And he would have this mindset of, dude, I'm moving a lot. What would happen after that 15,000 step day is you'd look at the following days and he'd have like a 3,000 step day, a 2,000 step day, a 4,000 step day, the random 8,000 step day. But his average steps for the days in between those high activity days, 5,000 steps. It's just not enough. You're not burning enough calories to drop body fat. So what we need to do is find a consistent zone where you are hitting 8 to 12,000 steps a day on autopilot. We'll throw in the occasional anti-cheat day, which, by the way, this is a huge fat loss hack. Just as a side note, the anti-cheat day, game changer for guys. Game changer. Momentum builder, progress builder. It's crazy. If you want a copy, I'll give you a copy for free. Comment cheat day below this video, and I will send you the anti-cheat day checklist to help you rapidly drop body fat in 24 hours and build momentum for the rest of your fat loss phase. We throw these in once or twice a month with my guys. Huge game changer. Anyway, we had to get Brian up to that 8 to 12,000 average daily step count as fast as possible. So that way he's burning 300 to 400 more calories every day. Calorie deficit starts to grow. Weight loss starts to happen. Now, the second biggest mistake I see guys making, and this was Brian for a little bit of time, but we fixed it pretty fast and it changed the game. But I've worked with many guys, one of which I can remember off the top of my head, named Ryan. And he came to me and said, hey, dude, I'm eating healthy. I'm eating healthy. I'm eating salads. I'm eating protein. I'm eating egg whites. I'm doing all the things, dude. I said, really? Let's before we track your food, just tell me how many calories, how many grams of protein you're eating on average. No clue. No clue. He could tell me the foods he was eating, couldn't tell me the quantities. Okay. And then the one thing we kept missing was he was having these meals a few times a week that were not healthy, way, way too much food. combination with alcohol in some cases, and it was throwing his calorie intake average way out of whack. So a lot of guys are happy to start eating healthier. Maybe their spouse, significant other is on board too. Maybe they're cooking healthier foods. And by the way, I'm not here to knock this as a great first step to clean up the foods you're eating most of the time. If you're eating, a bunch of junk all the time, dude, who cares about fat loss? You just don't feel great. Once you get rid of the processed crap that you're feeding yourself 24/7, you're naturally just going to feel 10 times better. Your energy is going to go through the roof. Your testosterone is going to improve. Everything's going to get better. All right. So the game changer here, and the mistake I see guys making though, is thinking eating healthier is the answer. It's part of the answer. It's not the whole answer. One thing we do to make our guys and even the badass women we work with, their lives a lot easier is we set up this no tracking system. The way it works is our clients take a picture of their food. Our database will read the food, the picture, and spit out how many calories it is, how many grams of protein, carbs, fats, add it to our tracking app for them. So all they have to do is click a button, take a picture of their food. Now, obviously, they got to eat the foods that we tell them to eat. We got to eat the meals that we help them build or help them find. And that part is probably the hardest part of just like building out meals that make sense for them, that they can put on rotation. But after a week or two, it gets really easy. So once we were able to, with my client Ryan in this example, once we were able to dial in calories, not only was he less worried about being perfect with eating healthy foods, he was able to include meals and foods that his kids like, his wife likes, tacos, pizza, burgers, in calorie-friendly ways, and actually enjoy his diet even more. And then the word diet started to become an enjoyable word. It wasn't like, ooh, I don't want to follow a diet anymore. He no longer thought that way. It was like, great, my diet is built for me. I'm eating the right amounts, the right types of food, and body fat starts to come off. But a huge mistake I see guys make is just going, you know what? I'm going to follow this random diet. Okay. I'm going to follow carnivore. I'm going to follow, this low carb keto diet or cycling diet or sugar diet or whatever. I mean, there's so many diets, guys. And I'm not saying they don't have some good things. Most of the time though, you're playing around with a diet that's just temporary. And you're going to come back to truth, which is eat the right amounts for as long as needed, transition into maintenance mode once I get the physique I want, and life is easy. Okay, that's second mistake. All right, so we got two mistakes. What's the third mistake that I see guys making? Well, I could have chose a number of things here. Before I tell you the third mistake, if you haven't received my anti-cheat day program, it's a game changer. It's a one-day system. It's a checklist of things you can do to speed up fat loss, build momentum, see major results, and feel good about your progress in one day. Comment the word cheat day below this video. I'll send it to you for free. Okay. Or I'll send you where to get it for free. It's free, just free resources area. You'll get access to that and a bunch of other resources. If you're serious though, and you're like, hey, you know what? I don't need free anymore. I'm done playing around. I need to invest in myself. I need to get some skin in the game. Because if I don't, I'm not going to do anything. All this free stuff ain't going to help me anymore. If you want to learn more about our total package program, if we have spots available, if we don't have a waiting list, we can schedule a call. We can do a consultation. At the very least, it won't be a sales call. It'll be a roadmap building call to see where you are now, where you need to be, and what are the steps in between to get you there. Really straightforward. We'll help you out whether or not you ever invest. Okay. You can find those details below in the first comment or in the description of this video. So, okay, here's the last, and arguably one of the biggest mistakes I see guys making, and that is jumping ship all the time. Jumping ship. You start a program, you buy into it, you start following it, you paid for it, you're rocking and rolling, and next thing you know, shiny object comes across your radar and you go, oh, I want to do that instead. Oh, that looks better. Oh, that guy's physique looks tighter. I'm going to go follow what he's doing. Doesn't work. I'll tell you why it doesn't work. Because number one, you don't have belief in it. You're just chasing something that looks cool temporarily. And the next thing you know, something else is going to come across your radar that looks cooler. And you're going to jump ship to that. You have to believe in what you're doing. I relate this to business because business is a funny thing where everything works if you actually believe in it. That's how we operate. You could sell $5 program and be a multimillionaire if you believe in it. If you believe in it that much, you'll get there. You could sell a $50,000 program and you'll become a millionaire if you believe in it. All right. If you believe in what you're doing enough and you follow it and you go all in and you optimize it and you continuously get better at what you're doing, it's going to work. This is true for all diets. This is true for all workout programs. Eventually things will work. The real question is it working for you? So instead of me telling you stick to the same program forever, what I'm going to tell you is this. Here's a test. If you wake up most mornings and you go, okay, I'm not 100% motivated, and that's normal. I'm a human being. Okay, I'm a little tired some days. I'm a little less excited some days. But I can see myself following this system for a very long time. Like I don't see an end date on this system. Then you're probably on the right path. You're probably on the right path. But let me break down what we call our 3C system. This is stuff I don't really talk about publicly because this is for our clients, but I figure this will give you insight into a major mistake and why and how you can fix it and not jump ship all the time and lose momentum. I just dropped my pen. So here's how it works. We have the 3Cs. We have coaching, community, challenges. Coaching, pretty self-explanatory. It's, in my opinion, winners, whether you're in sports, business, life, winners who want to do well, who want to improve themselves, go through 4 stages. Okay. And this is what a great coach will help you get through. One is the comfort zone. You're just plateaued. You're doing the same stuff all the time. Life is neither crazy painful or crazy rewarding. You're just kind of floating, but you know you need to make a change in a part of your life. It's just, it will be uncomfortable for a period of time to make that change. Then the next phase is fear. Fear is the fear of change. You're out of your comfort zone now. You're starting to make a decision, but that decision right before it happens, there's a fear stage. You have fear of losing an investment. You have fear of, well, what if people judge me? Or fear of, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Or fear of, what if the program doesn't work? These are all normal fears, and you have to get through that phase. You got to make the choice to jump into what we call the learning phase. Learning is where you are going to fail. Spoiler alert, you're going to make mistakes. It's like my program. I never promise that you're not going to make a mistake. What I promise is that we'll be there to pick you up when you do. We'll be there to correct the mistake. We'll be there to improve your system so that the mistake doesn't happen again. There's no guarantees in my program, but there are promises. The promise is that if you do what we tell you to do, you're going to get the result that you want. But I can't guarantee that you're going to do it because you're a human being and you're not always going to be perfect. And there are people who come through our program who, despite all the things being set up for them to succeed, they choose not to make that leap. They choose not to get out of their comfort zone. And that's just part of life. Okay. But we have a 95% success rate, meaning 5% of the people who join our program don't get the result they want. 95% do, or they get even better results than they expected because they go through this process. The 4th phase that they go through is leveling up, expansion, okay, improvement. And here's the secret, and this is what good coaching will always do and remind you of, is the game never ends. So we have clients, they come through our program, they go through our first 3 to 6 months, we call it foundations. They build something they can follow the rest of their life. They get comfortable. And guess what? Now they're back. So they've leveled up, right? They went to the next level. They expanded, they improved, and they reached new levels of comfort. And now they have to go through it again, right? Because there's other games to be played. This is a deep video, probably worthwhile for another video here. But it's a huge mistake I see guys make is they're jumping ship way too soon. They're jumping ship in the comfort zone phase. They're jumping ship in the fear phase. They're jumping ship in the learning phase when things aren't easy and you're like, man, I have to learn stuff. Yeah. You have to fail forward, dude. That's part of the game. And so then they reach a new level of success and they go, wow, I got to 15% body fat. I'm good here. And they start to coast. And then what happens? They start to backslide. The comfort zone is where dreams go to die because you're slowly losing steam. You're slowly losing progress. The next thing you know, you'll wake up 10 years down the line and go, holy crap, dude, I have not done anything worthwhile in 10 years. Okay. Now, once again, deeper video than needed. So we have coaching, takes you through the 4 phases. Community. This is where Most programs are missing a huge piece. And just in life, you're missing this. You don't have a community of people around you who are on this journey with you to compare notes, to improve and help each other improve, to win with each other. Not going to go too deep on this, but coaching combined with community, massive game changer. Now, there's a third piece, and it's challenges. This is what inspires you to go through that coaching process, that 4-stage process of self-mastery that's never ending, by the way. But you got to have challenges in front of you to pursue, to spark the need to get out of your comfort zone. This is where guys get it all wrong with fitness, man. Like, they think it's just about the abs. The abs is one layer of development, right? The abs, getting abs takes you through the 4 phases. Then you get abs, and guess what? You get comfortable. You go, I'm good now. I don't really need to do much for my health. I'm good. I'm comfortable. I saw my abs. I'm fine now. I don't need to do anything. And the next thing you know, you gain 20 pounds. Or next thing you know, you're bored with fitness and you're not staying on top of your game like you once did. It's a never-ending quest. It's just the truth. So anyway, these are the 3 biggest mistakes I see guys make. And this is why I'm so passionate and so driven to help men start by looking great in clothes and looking excellent out of their shirt. Okay. That's number 1. Let's just get that done so you can feel confident as a man to lead, to inspire, to be the person in your community that people rely on. And what I mean by community is your home, your professional life, and all the social circles that you're a part of. If you feel confident in those arenas to lead, to love, to be the man that people rely on, and not be a liability, and not be the average guy who can barely make it up a flight of stairs without being out of breath, that's where we start. But there's so many new frontiers for you to chase after that. And that's why the true transformation is what it is. It's a lifelong pursuit of excellence using fitness as a tool to get us there. So we start by you watching this video, and then, hey, get the anti-cheat day system. That's just another tool to add to your toolbox, comment cheat day. And then when you're ready to take us up on the offer of building out a coaching system for you, no cost, no obligation, just get on a consultation to build that. And then if we're a great match, if we like each other, it's kind of like the first date, right? If we're like, cool, then we'll build a second date and we'll talk to you about how that works. You can find all the details below. But hey, if you're like not ready for any of that and you're just like, hey, I just want to keep watching videos, one of the up here or there's a great video for you to watch that I think will take you to the next step of this process that we call mastering fitness. In the meantime, remember, life moves fast. Make it count. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.